Welcome back to Bassip. I gotta say, the Power Ranger crossovers between previous seasons and the current season is something that I always look forward to. I really enjoyed seeing them, but I noticed ever since pretty much Samurai, we haven't gotten another crossover like the ones we used to. We used to get like Dino Thunder and SPD, Time Force, and Lightspeed Rescue, that kind of thing, and I always really enjoyed that. But recently, we haven't been getting as many crossovers, and we usually have to wait until like an anniversary season, such as Super Ninja Steel and Super Mega Force. Now, recently I've noticed that we've been getting a lot more cameos from past Rangers in current seasons, mainly Super Ninja Steel, because in episode 9 we had Wes and a couple other Rangers cameo, not completely, but you know, they had their voices. It was leading up to the anniversary episode. Then we had the anniversary episode, and in the final episode of Super Ninja Steel, we had the return of Koda, the Blue Dino Charge Ranger. Now, I know that Koda returned because the actor's brother, Peter Sudarso, was the Blue Ninja Steel Ranger, and they kind of wanted to celebrate that. We also had the return of Sledge, and you know, that was always kind of cool, and I think it was like a special thing because they were brothers, and the show, or the creators of the show, wanted to do that, but at the same time, they didn't have to. So I feel like recently they're kind of warming up to the idea of more crossovers. Now, I know Hasbro has taken over the license of Power Rangers, so maybe their whole outlook on that is like no crossovers or anything like that, but the writers obviously want to do stuff like that, so maybe they can convince Hasbro to do something like that in the future, because I know it is hard to do crossovers for Power Rangers, mainly because, you know, the crossovers for Super Sentai are in movie form. It's really hard to get rights for those movies, although it is possible and has been done before multiple times for Power Rangers. You know, it's this big process, but I feel like they could go back to it, and we don't really know what Hasbro is willing to do in these certain situations. It's also a hassle because you do have to get past actors to come back to reprise their roles once again. And now before, when the crossovers were a normal thing for Power Rangers and they would always do them, of course, you know, they'd sign deals so that they come back. They'd have to come back after the roles were finished in the main show. But why am I bringing this up? Why am I talking about it? Well, there's a really weird situation going on. We're getting an adaptation of Takome Sentai Go Busters, which is going to be Power Rangers Beast Morphers, here in February. And the weird thing is that Go Busters came out before the Dino Charge equivalent Kiryu Uger in Japan, and there was a crossover between these two seasons. So it's a weird situation when there is a crossover between Beast Morphers and Dino Charge, you know, in spirit, because they were the Super Sentai equivalent, but we still have that footage of the Beast Morphers team and the Dino Charge team teaming up. And we don't know what Hasbro really wants to do with the brand. They think it's underutilized. They want to do more with it. Could that mean more specials, more team-ups, more movies, stuff like that? I really think there's a possibility that they could go back, take this footage, and bring back the Dino Charge cast to do this movie. If Hasbro really wants to do what they said they wanted to do, bring the brand to greater heights and do much more with it than Saban Brands was doing, this would be the perfect way to kick that off. Bring back an older team when it's not like an anniversary or something, because you have the footage there that you could use for this potential special / crossover. This might be a little bit out there, but I definitely think that it is possible. Now, one little thing about this special for Super Sentai is that Jew Ranger as well as Abba Ranger, which is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in Dino Thunder equivalent in Super Sentai, were also in this team-up. So there is select footage that you can use for the Go Busters and Dino Charge team-up. You would have to cut out the parts with these extra Rangers, unless you want to bring them back too, but I really doubt that because that's a really big thing to do. And hey, you also have to remember that there is a Super Mega Force team-up or an equivalent of that for Super Sentai that you can also use. I was focusing more on the Dino Charge because that's the one I would more want to see. I'm not sure everybody would be super hyped for a Super Mega Force team-up because, yeah, that season wasn't the best. But still, it's the same situation, but just a different team. But anyways, those were my thoughts on potential team-ups for Power Rangers Beast Morphers with past teams like Super Mega Force and Dino Charge, because it is definitely possible and could end up happening. But we're just gonna have to wait and see, because those ideas may be a little bit out there. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think this could actually happen? Let me in the comments below. Would you want to see it? Like I said, that's all for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in next video. Peace.